he just quite explicitly said to me, there is no religion for her. If I had been here as a Muslim woman from Turkey, I think I would never have entered the inner circle. To be able to enter the inner circle, according to Zen, you shouldn't have a religion at all. But also, I should say that being a Christian or whatever, being a Jew, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't have any religion at all. That is the fact. And I mean, according to Özen, I'm just saying what Özen said to me, you should be okay with any type of things. You should be okay with drinking alcohol and not drinking alcohol, in all cases. And yeah, I think I would never have entered the inner circle. Now I can enter the inner circle here, being able to adopt the lifestyles of the British. For example, going to the pub, having a beer with them, makes my life easier. She understands it. We have time. How much time? Well, we finished. I don't know.
It depends on how much you want to say.
Okay, we can finish it here.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, question and answer. Can you guys hear me in the back? Great. Okay. Because I'm sitting in this chair, I get the privilege of asking questions first. So I'm going to kick it off. So I have a question about your methodology. So you picked three. You picked gender, ethnicity, and religiosity. But according to the intersectionality, there are other themes you can work on, like class or sexuality. Why did you pick those three?
Actually, I didn't. I asked them. I tried to, because especially for the class, I couldn't ask whether their experiences are affected or not. But the other things are quite explicit. But also, there are some things related to class, as I think Ibrahim. I don't know, because I put fake names, so I forget it. Anyway, but yeah, some of them actually talk about it. Their lifestyles in Turkey, and if, for example, if they are coming from some wealthy families and already have some overseas experiences, they had some better experiences, I would say. And but the other ones, especially coming from middle income families, they have less positive experience, I would say. But even I asked them their family background, where they come from, where they're coming from, but also some other things as well. But I think it doesn't affect their experience here, not much, as far as I understand. These are some kind of striking examples I would like to see here. For the rest, you should wait for the publications. But here again, class didn't mention much. But I think it might be related to they're mostly coming from quite similar background, I will say, because they studied at public universities in Turkey mostly. Their families mostly are officials, I would say, memur in Turkish.
Civil servants.
Yeah, civil servants. But yeah, none of them. Actually, I think wealthy families mostly don't want their children to be an academic. So mostly they are not coming from the wealthy families.
Okay, one final one for me, then I'm going to open it up. So a lot of people you mentioned were white passing, but some of them weren't, whether they're brown or wore hijab. How do you think the ones that weren't white passing, how do you think their experience contrasted with typically ethnic minority and specifically South Asian academics in the UK? Like, do you think there were similarities? Do you think there was overlap?
The first thing is that actually I would like to say that, and in terms of Turkish academics, as you say, some of them can pass, some of them not. But for many minority academics, it's not an option. For example, if it is skin color, for example, the Asians or Black people, they cannot pass that because it's skin color. Even because you see it here, it's quite explicit, and even for the Turkish people. So especially the persons who cannot pass the threshold, I think they have quite similar experiences what the other minority academics feel, because some of them feel actually quite aware of their privileged life here, being a white. That is quite, they're aware because they're academics. They may think about it, but they are aware of that. But the other ones, maybe because actually some of them quite say that the first person, and who say that passing the threshold because ultimately, I know that many people here, black academics or some other minor academics, they have some negative experience, but I don't. That is because my friends told me you can pass as white. That is the thing.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions? Let me open up now. Right at the front, go ahead.
Hi. Was there anything that you found surprising, or were you expecting these responses? Oh, sorry.
Of course.
Yeah. The question was, were there any surprising findings, right? Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of shocked to see the skin color is quite big factor is that, because I think that there is a white privilege is that, for example, if you are white, you are not aware of that. That is the thing. Because, for example, I always consider myself, I don't know, a bit European because I'm from Turkey originally. And there are some advantages of it. I always say I'm European, a bit blah, blah, but also I feel a bit white. But you are not aware of that. That is the thing. You are not aware of your privileges. And then you say that, okay, there is no racism here. There is no problem at all being, I don't know, people of color, whatever. You are not aware of that. But here, actually, even for myself, I wasn't aware of that. This kind of things affect. Especially I'm a man, so I can quite fit into many things, but also female academics experience quite different things. But also I should say that as a reflection, before starting this data collection, I was a different person. Now I am different. So I think this is one of the benefits of doing a qualitative study. Now I think I have quite different feelings and ideas of being a Turkish academics in the UK, I would say. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So all these experiences are so individualistic. When you ask questions, is it like targeted questions already? So for example, do you ask them, did you feel any negative experience because you are wearing a hijab? And if it is, like, do you think that you are actually guiding their responses, and then how this is going to affect your analysis and your outcome?
Yeah. The question is related to whether I ask the question, leading questions. Actually, I did not, and I asked exactly the same question to everyone, and especially at the beginning when they say something, and I just build on. So actually, if they are, I asked them whether this kind of things affect their experience level. Also, I said to them it can be positive or negative because some of them quite had positive things. For example, I think that was the first participant here, and then she just told me being a Turkish, as a Turkish here, I think I feel welcomed here. And then she just told me everyone welcomed because I'm Turkish. Yeah, some of them told me that being a Turkish might be kind of positive for them. I don't know, maybe some Oriental things, but etc. So yeah, I didn't lead them actually, as you may see that, and many of them actually quite positive. But when they say something about it, I just ask some following questions.
Anyone else? Gentlemen.
Thank you for Durak from TNC. Out of all the participants you tried to access and tried to interview, was there anyone that didn't want to be interviewed? And if so, did they give any reason?
I mean, the participants didn't want to attend. Yeah. Actually, one of the things I would like to go in depth was ethnicity. I really would like to have some Kurdish academics who identifies themselves as Kurdish, but unfortunately, I don't know. Maybe that was my fault. There was only one, and even he was kind of hesitant to talk to me. But the other ones, and since they are at some place in the information sheet, and because it says Turkish, but even if it's in legal terms, still some of them say to me, "I'm not Turkish, so I'm not eligible." Even if it is related to legal nationality, still, many of the Kurdish academics didn't want to attend. Actually, some of them, I don't know the exact reason, but for example, some of them just told me that it is an interesting study, but I don't want to attend. I don't know why, but yeah. Some of them say it quite explicitly, but some of them not. But I think the kind way just to say that, okay, this is an interesting study, but I am not have time, blah, blah, blah. But many people say to me, because exactly, to be honest, I sent nearly 300 emails to Turkish academics. It takes so much time to find them. But still, yeah, 50 of them responded to me and talked to me. But I should say that I think these academics, these participants here, and already are quite willing to talk about their experience. Some of them did not. Because actually because when we are talking, I quite expect to say that if there's any problem, blah, blah, I can stop the recording, blah, blah. But all the participants just told me that I am okay, you can record, because I am not so much political person, blah, blah. But if they are standing quite, I don't know, on the edge in terms of the political spectrum or whatever, and or have any problems with Turkey, whatever, and maybe that was the reason why they didn't want to attend at all. But I don't know much, unfortunately.
A final one at the back.
I quite couldn't get how many percentage was out of 300%?
50. 50 responded they are willing to be interviewed.
Yeah, unfortunately, the number of the persons who answered is very little. You know, when you compare the whole, the thing. Did you have differentiation between the secular people and the, or how many of the secular were the ones answered, or how many were hijab wearing, or
okay.
staring?
I shouldn't say this, but the hijabi women, I think they're quite limited, I would say. They're quite less number. The majority are, I would say, European-looking, white, secular, I would say. Yeah.
I would like to talk about my experience. We came in 1975, and my husband was in his age. I got this professional architect. But I noticed that people, I mean, it may change now, but people here are so militant, I would say. They don't know anything about Turkey, but now they travel a lot. But that time when I was wearing coat, and there's somebody, but she was Asian, but still, you know, she said, "Oh, where did you get your coat?" I said, "My sister is a fashion designer." She did it. She said, "Oh, you wear coat in Turkey?" So these are the things. I mean, I worked and then adopted 2 children who were born here. But when I look back, my days here, lived almost 6-7 years here, but I took a back for it. I myself didn't try too much break the barriers between the English and that. The only time that I had was when my son attended the kindergarten in Holland Park, and the people there were very posh, but then they were quite welcoming, and they were extending the kids between the houses, and I was very poor, living in the basement flat, very limited conditions, and this lady knew, and still she was sending her daughter to my house, and then I used to send my son to her. But I think I need to do a bit more on our side. Invite them to our house, but maybe having not secure it, you know, unfortunately makes the problem. I lived in Saudi Arabia, and I couldn't get hijab people to get to my house because we had salam and so that's a big barrier from my experience. Living in Saudi Arabia, I live in here, and they are 2 completely separate people. I think we have to have more dialogue. And yes, I mean, going to the pub. I don't know, of course, everybody is taught. As you said, go to the pub and have your orange juice. And then you invite people to your house. And they really like eating food. And you know, they like generosity and socializing very, very much. You know,
Absolutely.
The English people are a little bit poker-faced. They laugh at this, and then when it comes, they say, fuck. and then they pinch you.
Yeah.
So you have to get used to that. And when I went back to work after I had babies, and clearly one of the English girls said, "Why did you come back to work? If you didn't look after your baby, why did you have babies?" Because that was the tradition here, that they give up the jobs and women stay at home. So they found there was statistics in the article in Guardian. They did a questionnaire among the high school girls and what they wanted to have as a profession. The only thing they did was a nurse and a teacher. There was only one girl who answered as accountant, who was an Asian girl. And when I took my professional course in the college, there were only one British English girl, two Spanish and two Turkish girls among the 70 boys in my class, because you cannot start it as architect if you have to take 2 years of working experience and sit for the exams. So this was like a small course per year, once a week. So I mean, this is the tradition of this country. And when they see you coming back, they have to do job from our side. And I became friends. I invited my friends from Barbados and from Singapore, who was married to French, and then supervisor was married to English lady. But I didn't invite anybody. I didn't invite other English people. I should have done that.
Thank you very much.
Just for mistakes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for sharing.
I think we have run quite short on time, but I'll ask one last question.
I'm wondering whether you ask question about their intention to return back.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I asked them.
What they
Unfortunately, just only one academic has some quite clear decision to return to Turkey, and the rest has intention to stay in the UK, at least for a while. For example, especially if they have children, and then they also thinking that, okay, at least they have to graduate here, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, the more than 90%, I would say, they are planning to stay here.
Okay, I will accept one or two more questions because it seems like we have like 5 more minutes. Let's just keep the questions brief though. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm not quite sure about this question until I saw in your Twitter account that you're from Boğaziçi.
Yeah.
And I'm also a student of Boğaziçi University right now. So when I was listening to you, I found myself comparing the two thresholds we have. So like, I don't want you to compare right now here, but what do you think about this? I would like to hear from you that we have a threshold in Boğaziçi in Turkey, but particularly in Boğaziçi that I know as a Muslim hijabi woman, Turkish, was born and raised in Islam, that it's not even an option for me to be a professor in Boğaziçi right now. I don't know about the future, but and so then it becomes a comparison between the thresholds that which one is worse is the one that you have in your own hometown, in your own city, or in a place that even not your comfort zone. So what do you think about this?
Okay.
Just briefly.
Okay. Okay, that's a long question. Okay, she asked me about whether being able to pass the whiteness threshold in Turkey, especially in Boğaziçi, one of the leading higher education institutions, Turkey, which one is worse, not passing here or not passing in Turkey as well. But yeah, actually, you are right. Again, I would like to be an academic at Boğaziçi. I love there, but still, I never thought about it because I always think that, okay, it's kind of easy for me to go there and then not to be seen, I would say, not to be visible. It is for me easy. But yeah, you're right. And we should go ahead in Turkey. We should do better, especially at Boğaziçi or other leading institutions as well. But yeah, I don't know which one is worst. Yeah, here at least you accept the terms, I would say, but here, maybe in Turkey, it might be worse, I would say. But yeah.
No, even maybe the question might be transferred as like, is there somewhere that doesn't have any threshold?
Okay, that is. I think everywhere there are some boundaries, and there are even always there are some inner knowledge, Tajik knowledge, I would say, and there are some locals, and you always be a migrant outside. That is the thing. Being a migrant always bad, I would say. But yeah, I know that some people don't want to say it migrants. They, for example, British people always become expats. They are not migrants in anywhere. It is a bit related to not geography, the political positions of the countries. For example, if you are Turkish, whenever you go, kind of you're migrant, but maybe in some countries not. For example, one of my friends work at Kuwait, and then he thinks that he's quite welcome because he's Turkish. In some countries, you might be welcomed compared to others. So yeah, and for you, it will be quite easy to pass it because you are the majority. That is the thing. You are the expected. You have the expected characteristics there. So in every country, the expected features are different. So in some countries, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Let's aim to build a world with no thresholds there. I think that's what we can take away from this. Any final remarks, questions? Quick ones though. Quick one? Yes? Go ahead.
It's really just about methodology. In those instructive analyzes, there are some tools. For example, they can make a word count or word mapping about the genders. For which gender says the most, words, etc. They count the words, etc. Do you have some analysis? For example, we know the most numbered words.
Okay. To be honest, as I say, this is a work in progress. I'm not going to draw big conclusions here. I'm just giving some examples. That is the thing. So because I didn't do the analysis. Anyway, but I am not intending to do such kind of things. And in terms of the word count, I didn't ask them, but maybe I should. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, to be honest. But after seeing such kind of things, maybe being white or kind of things, there will be some common themes, and maybe I should focus on some words. But now I'm just trying to focus on themes instead of the words, I would say. Whenever I do the analysis, I have to make the final decision, but I haven't decided yet for sure. But it is not my intention now. I should say that.
So I think with that, we draw this seminar to a close. I'll say thank you for everyone for streaming. 1 minute.
Sorry, one small thing that I'd like to say about this, why the UK doesn't give enough students on practical class. UK doesn't give scholarship. My 3 children studied abroad, whereas they could study here. Even though they had the British nationality, because they couldn't get any scholarship. US gives a lot of scholarship.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. It's an expensive country to study here.
To say the least. So thank you for everyone that watched us over the streaming services. And thank you all for coming. This was, as I said, the 18th seminar of our Young Scholars series, where we aim to platform young academics and try to boost their work and build a network. So now we're heading to the networking session of our evening, and we have food just over there, so please help yourselves. There's tea and coffee as well. Thank you all for coming. Can we give Tugay a massive round of applause?